What's up, everybody? In today's video, we are going to be installing this Banks intake on my supercharged JL Rubicon. In addition to the actual intake and filter and whatnot, we get a little booklet with products they make, your limited warranty, a guide with some QR codes for install, but we're just going to wing it. I mean, intakes are pretty basic. You also get a carb sticker. I guess this would matter if you're in California or not, thank God. So, don't have to worry about that. But, man, look at these stickers they give you. These things are 3D and textured, like, holy cow. This had to be like 20% the cost of the intake, is just making these stickers. Look at that. Bam, you got Banks! The first step when doing any intake install is to disconnect the negative battery cable from the battery. Now, if I'm being honest, I've probably skipped this in the last 4 or 5 intakes that I've installed on vehicles. But we're making an educational video, so let's go ahead and do it right. This is going to be a 10mm socket. And we're just going to set that to the side just so we make sure it doesn't come in contact with the positive post. Next, we are going to remove the IAT sensor. That's intake air temperature sensor, and it sits right here. On your Jeep, you will probably have wires coming out of it that clip into these 2 tabs. On my supercharged build, that has been relocated, so that is why this is pretty much just plugging a hole. Basically, there's a little tab here with a little ramp or tab underneath the tab. You're going to want to kind of pull this way to get over that hump and then twist it 45 degrees. And it may take a good bit of force, but it should come out. And you will want to set this aside. Then we're going to disconnect the crankcase breather line. You'll just press on this gray tab on the bottom and pull away from the intake tubing. These 2 bolts are going to be 10mm. You'll need to pop up this little tab on the intake resonator. You'll have 2 clamps on the intake right here and right here. Those are both 8mm sockets, or you can use a Phillips head if you don't have an 8mm socket. To remove the factory air box, we're going to remove this 10mm bolt. And then we should be able to wiggle this free. If your rubber grommets came out with the air box, you're going to want to remove these from the pegs on the factory air box and reposition them back where they came from. We're going to be reusing these. Now, don't be alarmed if you notice a black duct right here on your Jeep. That should be there. That brings cool, fresh air from the grill to your intake. On my particular Jeep, with the supercharger kit, the heat exchanger takes up the room where that is installed, therefore it has to go. Next, we're going to take our big-ass air filter. Like, seriously, this thing is bigger than my head. We are going to go ahead and put that into the air box. Now, you'll want to locate on the filter this arrow right here. This is going to be on the upside of the airbox. So here is how the airbox will sit. Whoops. Here is how the airbox will sit in the Jeep if we're looking from the front of the hood. We want this arrow on top, just like that. And so we'll stuff this in here. And you'll take the large clamp and place that around like so. You're going to take the new airbox, line the metal pegs up with the grommets, just give it a shove and it will slide right in.
That's what she said.
Now that we have the airbox installed, we can work on assembling the intake. You're going to take the supplied little rubber grommet and feed it into the hole for the IAT sensor, or in my case, the plug. Then we're going to take this coupler for the throttle body. The larger side will be on the intake, smaller side on the throttle body. Now, doesn't matter how you face that, but I personally think that Banks looks cooler than patent pending, so I'm going to face this side up. But hey, you do you. And then we're going to take our clamps and just loosely lay them here so that we can get to them once the intake is positioned. Larger clamp obviously be on the larger side, smaller clamp will obviously be on the throttle body smaller side. And then the clamp we placed on the air filter is what will hold this in place. Now we're going to take the intake tubing and pipe it into the air filter here. Once we have this snug, then we can fit it up to the throttle body, or supercharger in my case. Take care not to lose your clamps like I am about to. Before we go and tighten all these clamps up, we're going to go ahead and reinsert our IAT sensor, or in my case, this plug. You want to be sure the sensor is in the exact same orientation that it was with the factory intake tubing. So you want this little arm kind of out to, what is that? 9 o'clock? Yeah, 9 o'clock. Basically, you want the air to flow like this with the sensor. My case doesn't really matter. Your case, it's gonna matter. So just kind of wiggle that in till it's all the way in. You don't want that green O-ring showing. But take care not to push the grommet all the way through, otherwise you'll have to pull this off and reassemble it. Now you're gonna take your crankcase breather tube and clip it onto the new intake, like so. Now we can reinstall the factory 10mm bolt right here, holding the airbox in place. And we're going to take our supplied Phillips head screws, our supplied thread locker, and we're going to put the cap on the airbox. And there's a nice little tear tab right here. And if you don't want to put thread locker on here, I am sure that's fine. But they recommend it, so I'm going to use it. Now I'm going to do our final tightening on all of these hose clamps. Once again, just like factory, these are going to be 8mm. Or you can use a flathead screwdriver if you don't have an 8mm. And of course, the last step is reconnecting your negative battery cable. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, have a great day.